Yo, yo. Um, Denmark won, Poland won. And yeah, this game was one of those where the Danish had total control of this game for large and large and large periods. I mean, like, first half, Denmark had like 70% of the ball, and I think at full time, Denmark still had 65% of the ball. So Denmark had most of the ball here. They're playing some clean stuff. But I think the problem is sometimes you run into teams that are just decided that just decide we are not going to get annihilated here. You are better than us. You have a better midfield than us, but we're gonna put 10 men behind the ball and the goalkeeper already behind the ball. So it's like all 11 behind the ball, and see if you can open us up. And Denmark actually had some decent chances. Like, they had an XG of just under one, like it was a 0.8 something at halftime, and the opponents, they had like 0.06 XG. So that's a sign that, like, Slovenia didn't do much except for maybe a lot of long distance shots. That little kid Sesko. I mean, he's a big boy, but he's a young player. Still raw. Had a number of opportunities where he just generated a shot from 25 yards that was so powerful that the keeper would not have had a chance of saving. Like, I know that, for example, the goal that Slovenia used, like, that they equalize with, is a goal that comes, it's a corner, but the corner is generated by a very powerful shot that, again, Sesko, you know, out of nothing, the ball is bubbling around the 25-yard area from the Danish goal. Sesko finds himself a little bit of space with a nice chest down and a little bit of control, and just hammers it. And I think the game is basically described by that. Like, on the one hand, you have the guy from Manchester United, the young boy and the big striker, Hoyland. He misses from about 3 yards out through a very well carved out opportunity by the Danish. They go from inside the middle and then out to left, and then left cross right across the 6 yard box. It deflects slightly of a defender, and Hoyland makes good contact, but the contact is so good that it goes directly at Oblak, who has to make a point blank save. So the game is basically set, and it continues to be this way, even though I must say, before talking about like other later moments in the game, the Danish were fully deserved of their 1-0 lead going into halftime. They had been by far the best team going into halftime. They had made 346 passes to Slovenia's 134 passes. Completion rate for Denmark was 91%, whereas Slovenia was basically completing at 10% lower than that, having made 134 passes versus 346. So the stats confirm what you were seeing in this game. Denmark had all the numbers in their favor, from XG, open play XG, and the goal from Christian Eriksen. I know, Darren Fletcher, who was on commentary on the state side, you know, called that moment the moment of the tournament because of what happened with Christian Eriksen at the last tournament. And I won't go too deep into that. I think everybody who follows the game knows what happened. But I think Denmark could have definitely gone into halftime with a 2 goal or more. lead. But because they didn't do that, the game continued to be there for the taking, or at least compete. Like the Slovenians had reasons to continue to compete, and they didn't cheat their fans. They continued to fight, and they got a reward very very late in the game. Again, another Sesko shot, like I was saying, and it comes back, and Denmark has to hurriedly kick it out for a corner, and from the resulting corner, it's one of those, like, it gets half cleared, or and then it falls towards the left half space on on the box, and this kid Janza hits it first time. It deflects from Bednarek, who's trying to put his body in the line to block the shot, but it deflects and goes in. And it's one of them where no, so it's not Bednarek. Sorry, it deflects of one of the defenders. Bednarek plays for Poland. It deflects of one of the defenders, and Schmeichel is beaten because he gets wrong-footed by the deflection. And from that point, I mean, by that point, actually, like, fair play to Slovenia. They had been doing a bit better with the ball. They raised their 30% possession from halftime to I think 35%. So they never really had control of the game in terms of, like, knocking the ball around and keeping the ball away from Denmark. And I think this is going to be who they are. I don't think their midfield players are of high enough quality to keep the ball away from the opponent. However, I do think when they are being direct and they can find Sesko and kind of like go over the press of any team, I think they have a few opportunities there that they can generate. And I think Spora, had he been a better finisher, they might have stolen this game, because like a couple of minutes right after they score, Spora missed one of a few chances he had been missing throughout the game, to potentially go from 1-0 down to 2-1 up within a matter of minutes. It wasn't to be. The game ended 1-1, and I think it would have been harsh for Denmark to lose it had that happened, because Denmark had been playing most of the football. But this game is very cruel. You can have most of the ball and still lose a game. So it was a fun game. I just think Denmark are gonna kick themselves for not taking full advantage when they were so far superior for most of this game. But I think it's an encouraging result for Slovenia, because I think everybody in this group is going to look at that game against Slovenia as the opportunity to get themselves 3 points.